What up, YouTube? I am your host, Mediocre Tutorials and Reviews, back in here with yet one more video. I brought back Imani. Imani, say what's up.
What's cracking? What's good? What's up? What's good?
We're doing this?
I'm coming to your hood.
Oh.
Y'all come in to my hood. Hey, what's good?
You a rapper now? So we have a very highly requested video today. Patrice O'Neal. I've gotten this comment like, I want to say like 15 times about being able to review his content with a co-host. So that's what we're gonna do today.
And what better one than me?
What better one? You have anything else to say before we get started, before we get in it?
I want to know if he's worse than AMS.
I don't know. I've seen like a couple of his specials, so I know where it can go. But like, I don't know. I haven't seen what we're about to talk about, so I'm not sure.
Let's dive in. Let's just get this going.
You just want to get right in it?
He already looks like he's up to no good.
Let's see. All right, without further ado.
I generally don't like what women are.
Which is what?
As I generally don't like living in a world where being what a man is a horrible thing, and no matter what a woman is, it's a wonderful thing. This is what they're doing. They are the society. They're bringing men down and women are up, but they don't understand women are getting their cue from men. Meaning, so if you're a woman and you're going, I want to be the most successful whatever I want to be, you're looking at the most successful man. You're competing mentally with men. I want to get the most. Women aren't going, I want to be. Why don't women think in terms of the king and queen system? It's a beautiful system. The system is, if I'm a man, okay, and I see a fucking bum woman, a woman has nothing, she's dumb, fucking, if I marry her, she's now the highest level she can be. She's the queen. You can't get higher than the queen.
Right.
It's a great position.
Right.
It's the baddest bitch in the land, but the queen is the king's bitch. But here's the reverse, and this is why these dominant women who can't find happiness is because the queen in this system, if it's just the queen, right, and the Queen of England is the queen because her father didn't have any sons, so he didn't have a king to take her, so she had his heir was a woman. So now she's the queen with no king. When she gets married, that guy is not the king. He's the queen's husband. Who does?
Yo, let's take a quick breather, a quick pause. So do you believe in kind of this switch or this evenness of society, right? Because he's describing, a age-old system, king, queen, but now you have queens that are trying to be kings. And I'm all for a woman that wants to strive and reach for the top, like reach for that highest branch on the tree and be the best that you can be. But in terms of a relationship, do you feel like there can be equal? And do you feel like it's okay for a woman to be an alpha? Or is it that, like, do you feel as though the man should always be the alpha in the relationship?
I feel like it's about the dynamics of the relationship too, and what you've grown up watching. Like my mom and dad, my dad will make the final say. He makes more money than her. I will say the older I get as a woman, I do think if the man makes more money than you, sometimes it's easier to submit, I think. Because if he's telling you what to do, not that it really matters deeply that he's making more money, but if he's making more money than you, it's kind of like, well, I kind of have to do what he says. Just like before when our grandparents, the grandma didn't work, our father worked, so it's kind of like, of course they're gonna stay together. These relationships are gonna work together because I'm kind of depending on you. You're easier to put up bullshit and fix things when you kind of have to depend on someone. So I do feel like, in a sense, back then women didn't really have much of a voice, whereas now today women are working and raising kids just as well as a man can work. So I think dynamics are changing. It's something that we may have never really seen before.
That's a good point, and I think kind of what you bring up is the reason why I think marriage is losing its relevancy.
Oh yeah.
Like when you separate marriage from religion, right?
Yeah.
I can't. There's no argument for religion because it's a belief system. A belief system is a belief system. Is a belief system. Like you just believe what you believe. But like when you separate religion and marriage, and then you start to take a look at, wait, hold up, so I understand that marriage is something that's put into place in order to protect the person who is not working and, you know, is in the position of rearing a child and staying at home all day. So the man can't just leave and they're stuck as a burden to society, eating up our tax dollars because the government is paying for them, right? So marriage, you know, is a way to kind of lock those two people together. And it's a contract that you sign and put in front of the government, what have you, whatever. Yeah. You guys know the whole spiel. But as we, you know, coming into 2019, coming up to 2020, like you start to then look at like, wait a minute, but if the gender roles are starting to even out, like what is the real purpose of marriage in modern day times? Like, do you think like it's an antiquated system that was of good use at one particular time in our history, but now it's starting to lose relevancy?
Oh, it's definitely losing relevancy. I don't think it should be something that's lost completely.
Why is that?
Because just seeing people who are parents that are single parents is so hard. Oh my, I don't even know how they do it. I literally don't. Even when there's two parents in the house, I see how hard it is. So I think that you definitely need a team system. And I also noticed, like, when my little brother, well, he's not my little brother, he's 25, but he'll always be my little brother. When he says something to his son, he listens more opposed to when his mother tells him what to do. So I do feel like he has to be there. The
father has to be there.
Yeah.
So, but I just want to be able to break down what you're saying. But you don't need a marriage to be there. Like, you can be in a long-term sustainable relationship without, like, I know people, my pops actually, he has a ring on his finger for, you know, with his significant other who, you know, I consider my second mom. But after his first marriage, like with my mom, like I never see him getting married. Like, I never see him getting married ever again. But he keeps a ring on his finger, but I know that he didn't sign no contract, so it's almost like a promise ring. But he ain't going nowhere. Like he's chilling. He's got no reason to go nowhere. Like, she treats him really well. But I think he then understood at the point that he got out of that situation. He's like, wait a minute. And he got married young. Well, young for me, which I think my pops was like 27 or something like that when he got. I think nowadays that's super duper young. Knowing what you know now is getting into your 30s. Like, and you're like, wait a minute, I was a knucklehead at 27. You know what I mean? Let alone 17, which I see some people trying to get married at,
But yeah, I don't know if marriage, I do feel like marriage is not as important as it used to be. As you know, religion, of course. But I don't know, because sometimes I think it's more of like a marriage is more so like the Bible and understanding is a religious part. I don't really know if the Bible necessarily says, and don't quote me guys, I could be wrong, but I don't know if the Bible says you have to go to a courthouse, pay money, and be legally binded together with someone. I think marriage is like a union, and I think it's like, it says something about like trading flesh or something like that. I'm not really sure, but that doesn't sound legal document.
It's not. It's like the government put this legal stuff around a religious tradition and belief. I think it's weird that you have to, because in a sense, like, you stand in front of a government, like you sign a document and there's an attorney involved. I think there's an attorney involved. Maybe I'm just uneducated about it, but like, you sign a contract. Actually, there is an attorney involved, because like, if you try to get a prenup, you need an attorney to like sign that, I believe, right? So, but you essentially are going in front of a government entity and signing a document to say, hey, I'm gonna be cool with this person forever. You know, and that's like, I don't know, like, it's forever and ever and ever. And
you sound so sad about that.
Listen, so I feel like whoever it is, for no matter, you know, whether or not you're religious or not, it has to be, you have to be 110% sure.
Yeah, you do.
Like, you want to be next to this person forever.
Forever, nigga.
Yeah, this.
You gonna see me every day.
Every day. You gonna
How
wake up.
you doing?
Right. I'm trying to think of anyone besides my parents that I've been seeing forever. And,
Your nephew already? Oh, you're the only child.
Yeah.
So you have a niece and nephew.
No, I got a real small family.
Dang.
And so, but at the same time, like sometimes I think about like my current level of happiness, and then I think like, well, could I be more happy in a marriage or like an extremely long-term relationship?
I think you could, because like we were saying, like before the video even started, like at this point in time, I'm just tired of like when I'm so busy during the week, I'm so busy during the day that when I come home, I want to wind down with my husband or somebody that I'm super familiar with, super comfortable with, and. Can I get a massage? Can we give you a massage? Food? You need help?
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
The bills need to be split.
Yeah. Well, but I think the concept of what marriage is at the point that you do get married. Yeah. You often hear about people talk about how difficult it is, but I think that because there's a sense of complacency that can befall upon that union. Yes,
I think so too.
And then it's not, and then you stop dating.
Yep.
Right. Like someone starts gaining weight. Yeah. Right? And they're like, well, I gotta gain weight again because the only person who I'm giving it up to is
is your fat ass,
and he's locked to me or she's locked to me, you know what I mean? So there's like I don't know, can you put in a prenup like if this person gains this amount of weight?
I saw somebody
what? Listen, that's a smart. Who did that? Guy,
somebody
girl?
tried to do it. It was a guy. You said it was smart.
I don't know, like let's talk about like the intelligence factor. Listen, I feel as though the problem again with the whole marriage situation, one of the problems is the complacency that can get in. I mean, you see it in relationships even before you get in a contractual.
It's called happy weight.
Happy weight, yeah. But the weight is just one example. Like all of a sudden you get to a place where you are locked together, that you are no longer as incentivized to make the person as happy as when you're trying to get them. Okay. Right? Like all of the stuff that you do in the dating game to raise that level of attraction. If you stop doing it, you stop doing it because you are now locked to this person. You know, after this argument.
No,
still gonna be there.
Going nowhere.
You ain't going nowhere. You ain't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? So there's not a going anywhere. So I don't know. There's like, I don't know. Like I feel like at a certain point in our history, before like social media, like it had a purpose, but I feel like the purpose is antiquated, and you gotta understand like what do we use today that we used 100 years ago? Right, exactly. Like think about it.
A bed.
A bed?
That you sleep in.
Yeah, have you ever slept in a Craftmatic adjustable bed?
Alright, you're right.
Yeah, man, them things.
And there are a lot of things that have changed.
There's a lot of things that changed, but that one thing hasn't changed. Why is that?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Leave it down in the comments down below. What do y'all think? Well, I think the reason why it hasn't changed also too is because there's like religious underpinnings to it. But I don't know. I feel like our government has created this thing where they feel as though, well, if two people are together, number one, they give us more taxes generally. And it probably higher the likelihood that you're not raising a piece of shit child.
Right. See, that's my thing is the future, the child. I think the child is what really is going to be benefiting or not benefiting from a two-parent home. Because most people that I know that don't have their parents together, there was like a time when their parents were splitting up and it was really hard for them. And some people never bounce back from that. It's just like, it just hurts so bad. Like,
yeah. No, I got it. Like that whole split up, it can definitely hurt. But I think what can hurt more is to not have one available throughout their life, and then you're just kind of unguided as you're making life decisions. Because, damn, like I'm 33 and I still don't make the most perfect decisions. So can you imagine me at 13 trying to figure out life?
Right, without two parents, like parents to ask or talk to, like.
Yeah, But thankfully, through the advent of technology, you got people that will then go up on a YouTube and try to find ideas about something.
This is also too what I was thinking about. Like back in the old times, they didn't have like Instagram or like phones and stuff like that. So like when men used to go out on their journeys or whatever and hunt for food and come back, like, and the women are at home or whatever. I just feel like there was time for people to kind of like not be so tied down. Like,
so they were
not necessarily there was time.
They
to
weren't
cheat,
around each
but-
other as much, is what you're saying?
Yeah, and I feel like there was time to live your own life, kind of in a sense, without this person calling you or what you doing. I seen you with so and so, and I seen you on Instagram posting. Like, there's too much access to you.
Yo,
Like,
you're right. There's too much access, and
Yeah.
there's too much time to think about what the other person is doing.
Right. And I think, see, in a relationship, I personally think flirting is healthy. And I told my ex-boyfriend that, and he was like, "What do you mean?"
Yeah.
No.
What do you mean?
Flirting is healthy. Like, if I go out to a party, okay, or you go out to a party, and somebody's like, you know, it's like, "Oh, let me buy you a drink," and you're like, "Okay," you know, that's subtle flirting. It's like, okay, yeah, because like he's getting me a drink, you know, I'm gonna have a conversation. But if he's like, you know, like trying to, you could tell that he's really trying to like get your attention. All of that is kind of like, if he's, and you don't want to let him buy you a drink without him understanding, like, yeah, boyfriend. But at the same time, it's kind of like, you know, to know that you still got it a little bit. Like, don't exchange numbers. Don't do the most. But if someone's like, "Oh, dang girl, you look good," like, "Okay, thank you, you look cute too," you know. Or if my man was flirting somewhere, that's cool. I'm not tripping. Like, I'm sure the nigga's gonna be fine.
I think it would bother you if your man was
flirting subtly. If I didn't know about it?
Like, let's say like you came up to him in a bar and you saw him buying a drink for someone else.
Oh, that, yes.
So it wouldn't bother you, you're saying, if you couldn't see it?
Yeah, if I can't see it.
Okay.
And the thing is, he's the one that's in a relationship. The guy that bought me a drink was not in a relationship.
I see what you're saying. So then also, flipping it back on the other way. So but why is it healthy? Like explain why is it healthy to, you know, be okay with a dude like trying to get up on you? Is it just like it's healthy to like get out there and see kind of your value in the market still, like just to see like you still got it, and kind of like that validation of like, yeah, I can still get it if I needed to. Like explain that a little bit more, because I'm trying to figure it out.
Okay, for instance, a guy I dated, my boyfriend from college. I've had like 3 of them, so like they're not all the same.
From college or since college?
In college.
Okay.
Yeah. So my freshman year boyfriend. I remember it was homecoming, and I was walking, and I kind of walked up, and him and his friends were in a group, and there was some girl that they were all talking about, and I heard him like in on the conversation. He was like a little flirty too. I was like, "Oh, my bad, you know, I didn't mean to mess up y'all's little flirting game. Like, it's cool. I'm gonna come back later. We're gonna check it. You know, we're gonna link up later." But I wasn't like, "Why are you talking about these girls in front of me?" Like, "Oh, you talking about..." No, not in front of me, because he didn't know I was there, or walking up. But it was just kind of like, that's what men do. That's what girls do. They talk about someone being cute, or like, "Oh yeah, she's cute," you know, whatever. You should allow that person to look and not be all on their case. Like,
yeah,
why you? Because if they're coming home to you every day, and if they're, you know, they're with you, why are you tripping? Like, well, don't be insecure.
So I think what you're describing, like, I'm gonna break it down in 2 different ways. Like, you think that it's healthy for, or you consider it healthy for a dude. It's okay to flirt, because I feel like there's a component of every woman who wants a dude that's wanted. So you're not tripping if he's having a conversation with a chick that wants him. Now, but on the flip side, you accepting the drink, which I don't think there's necessarily a problem with just accepting a drink, but like, you also like the feeling of still feeling wanted. So like, there's value on both people. Yeah. On kind of making sure that you're with a high valued person, and then also feeling high valued. Right. But then you have to have like the trust within that.
Right. The trust has to be good. If your trust is there, and because I remember I told my friends that I wouldn't date a trainer anymore, and they were like, "Well, that's your
personal trainer."
Yeah.
Okay.
And they were like, "Oh, that's your own insecurity." Yeah. But they were like, "Well, that's your own insecurities, not his." And so I'm trying to decide, is that my own insecurities, or is that my experience when I did date? That was my last boyfriend in college. When I dated my last one, and then he turned into a trainer, and I just didn't like it. It was too much access to girls hitting him up about workout plans that she ain't ever gonna work out. I can look at you and tell you that she ain't about to work out. And you didn't even make me a workout plan. And I live right here. Like, you could give me one at least, and you didn't, but you tending to these girls.
So you felt like his attention was...
Yeah, it was like, why are you so tending to people other than me? And it's girls. I didn't like that.
Got it. So there's like a balance. Like, the too much is a problem, but like, he won't go out have a good time.
Yeah, like, you don't go out a lot. Go out, have some fun with your friends. I'm not going to be like...
Unless you see him at the bar talking to a chick.
If I see him at the bar,
but let me ask you a question. But you'll accept the drink. What if he saw you at the bar as you was accepting a drink? Does he have the right to
I
be
feel like
like...
he would already know before I go out. Like, we would have that conversation.
Okay, you
would
have
that conversation. Yeah, like, if, okay, I would be like, hypothetically, like, if a guy's like, hey, I'm gonna buy you a drink tonight, is it wrong if I take the drink? I feel like most times, I don't think a guy would be like, no, get you a free drink. What would you say?
Well, I feel like you have to have that conversation because you don't want a situation like that to happen without the communication.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like it depends. Number one, am I in a relationship with this girl? Am I dating? Like, is this the first, second, third date?
No, you're in a relationship.
Like a committed relationship?
Yeah, I hope so.
I'm just saying, you gotta define relationship nowadays. You know what I'm saying? You got open relationships.
Yeah, you do.
You got, I mean, there's a whole bunch of time. Like, are we in it? Like,
right.
am I consider her to be my fiance?
Yes.
Okay, so if it's like not a new relationship, I'm considering her to be a fiance, and I trust her 100%. I mean, yeah, like go ahead, go get all the drinks that you can, like,
yeah,
like,
see,
like go ahead, like, you know,
fun.
Thank you, brother, you saving me, you know, on my pockets, like, go ahead,
exactly.
but like there has to be like 100%, like I have to be ultimately, and I feel like I'm the type of person, I'm not gonna get a relationship with somebody unless I am considering her to be a fiance. Mm-hmm. Like, and I got friends too that like are cool to get in a relationship if they're just dating, and I'm like, that's just not how I roll. Not judging you if you're that type of person, but like I feel like at the point where this is like my ace boom coon, and like there's like a level of trust there and communication. We know about each other's families. We met each other's parents, like siblings, da da da. Like
all of this to get one drink.
And you know, but that's the thing is like it all falls down to communication. That's like true. You know, without that communication and knowing kind of where she's at, where you're at.
Yeah, like, and it's like depends on where you're at too. Like, don't be getting drinks and his homeboys in that same bar, or somebody that you know knows him is in that same bar. I would never want to make my man look stupid.
Yeah.
Like if this is like if you're out of town and someone's like, oh yeah, like you're with your friends and some of them are single, they're getting drinks from guys, and it's like I don't want to be the one they stop inviting me because I'm like no. Yeah. No, I can't. I won't. Like, if it's just a drink, it's just a drink.
Yeah. But again, it's it depends situation in my eyes. Like, and I think it's specific to me because the type of woman I'd be in a relationship with, it wouldn't like you know, to be 100% trust there. Mm-hmm. But if it's like someone who I'm considering for a relationship, we had not had that conversation. Mm-hmm. Like, I still feel like it's an overstepping of a boundary unless like that communication occurs first. Like I feel like like I feel like it could be her, you know, like like trying to remind you of her value for no reason.
Some women do that.
Like it could be her insecurities of like, oh well, he did something last week. Let me make sure that he knows where I stand at, right. And then she's trying to like posture up. But if this is like a loving, committed, she's your ace boom coon, and she's out like her girls, she run her girls, and you see a drink like. And she might have the respect to like come over to you like, yo, this nigga about to buy me a drink, like you cool, like yeah, go ahead, sweetheart, like go do your thing, like just make sure it's a double, you know what I mean, like so it's a it depends situation for me, you know what I mean. At the same time, you never want to feel emasculated, you never want your ego to be hit, right? You know, from that situation, but it can be without that free flowing thought of communication.
Okay, I agree, 100%.
Well, this has turned into 25 minutes. And 1 minute. Patrice, you want to get it back in there real quick?
Yeah, real quick.
Yeah, we're not going to hit the entire video.
We're at all.
Yeah. All right, let's keep going. Let's see what else.
Doesn't get elevated to his highest position.
Right.
A man at his highest position helps a woman be at her highest position. A highest position woman who has a lower man can't be happy. It's nature. It's fucking nature.
He said a higher level woman will never be made happy by a lower level man. He said it's not nature. Agree or disagree? I feel as though
I'm gonna say
this is huge right here.
Now.
This is huge.
I feel like this last couple months after I graduated, because you know I was living at home, 27 still. I'm just now moving out at 27. But prior to that, I feel like I was dating younger guys. Some of them lived at home with their mom. And I feel like as soon as I graduated, as soon as I took my test that next Monday, as soon as I moved into a shop that next week, I was getting my advisors, financial advisors right after that, talking to them about my retirement, because I'm a hairstylist. I don't have this. I have to do it on my own. As soon as I got my apartment, as soon as I just started doing my stuff as a woman, those younger men are not even attractive to me anymore. I'm not attracted to them anymore.
That's real.
Because now I feel like I was a little girl, because I was acting as a little girl. And now it's like, now that I have my stuff together and I'm more of a woman, I need a man. Like at this point, I'm ready to submit to a man. And it's weird because I didn't feel like that before. I was like making more money than the dudes I was talking to. I just wasn't, I didn't have my license yet, but I was still doing hair. And it was just kind of like, almost like I felt like a nurturer in a sense. But now...
You upgraded.
No, I upgraded. I would submit. Like, and not submit as in like, oh, my man said I can't do it, so I can't go, guys. Yeah. Like, it'd just be like, okay, like, look, now.
You let him make the decision.
Right. I'm going to let him, I'm gonna be okay with that.
That's real. So let's deep dive in that a little bit. Like, what component of upgrading your life wanted to make you look for a dude with an upgraded life?
Because I realized how expensive things are.
That's real.
Expensive things are, and it's like I'm not trying to always be the one to come out of pocket. I'm not always trying to be the one to make these final decisions. Like, I don't want to have to be the one to always have to come out of pocket and make those decisions. I don't want to be that. And maybe that's the nature part of it. I don't want to be the one. I'd rather my husband be the one to make those decisions.
You let him make those decisions, but you are down to take care of.
I'm down to take care of, and I'm down to, if the plan don't work, we can always do something else, but I don't really want to be the one that makes all those hard decisions. But I'm definitely going to be the one to advise or open up your mind to, what do you think about this? What do you think about this? Or have you thought about these following factors if you choose this?
That's huge. Like, you expand his horizons.
Right.
Like you let him, like, and I use a lot of analogies from like an organizational level, like on a corporate level, but like, like every manager is not the ultimate know-how. Like, a good manager, a good leader hires different people on the team to bolster his knowledge and make the entire team better. Like, another analogy, you look at a basketball team, the shooting guard, may not be the driver to the hoop, what I'm saying? But you got a leader on the team. Let's take, a LeBron, leader on the team, but he has his position. Actually, it's probably not a good example, because I feel like he can do anything. Yeah. That's not a good analogy.
Okay, like Shaq can't do his free throws.
There it is, right? So like, you may inbound the ball in a way where you pass it up to my man Stockton or something like that, and he's a 90-something% free throw shooter, and it's gonna go in, right? So but I think, and the dudes have to understand this too, is that when you guys are out there picking who is going to be next to you, like, you have to be on the lookout for those that help upgrade your thinking, that help expand your horizons, because and it can be difficult, right? So that's why I say, like, on the way to be able to find someone like that, you got to put some of that emotion to the side and rely on your logic, because sometimes what happens is you can get these red flags that she might be a dingbat, but your emotion of, man, but she bad though. Yeah. Or damn, but the way that she does
that's so
X.
crazy though, because sometimes I'll see dudes that are so fine, and their girlfriend don't be looking that fine.
Well, but he might have found someone, but it's all not. So the thing is,
that's what I'm saying. The emotion, he didn't let his emotions get the best of him.
Oh, that's what you're saying.
Because he was like more so focused on what she brings to the table.
The long term. Long term.
I mean, Beyonce got cheated on, and she's bomb, bad bitch. And so it doesn't always mean just because you're fine. Don't always mean that you.
It's temporary.
Yeah.
But I mean, as a man, you kind of struggle with that, because that's kind of like what we're fed, right? Like, I know you guys, culturally in a society, like, you have more things that you have to deal with to be insecure about. But like, as a dude, I mean, you want that bad, like, you know what I mean? You want that. You on IG, doing this, like, oh, but that one right there though. Yeah. But then you got this one over here, who on paper is dope, legit. You know what I mean? And her credentials all check out, maybe except for like that aesthetic that you're looking for. I mean, there's so many different pieces to the puzzle.
There are definitely. But the thing is, I just feel like sometimes it's like, do you want to settle? You should never have to settle though. You should be able to have both. But both of what you want. Like, I want you to be fine. I want you to go to the gym. I want you to have some good money. I want you to go to church. I want you to still be a little hood nigga a little bit though. Don't be like I don't really want a Russell Wilson.
I get it.
Like, so, I think he's sweet, but I need a nigga that's a little more like.
He's rough around the edges. Like he gets it. He's got a little street cred to him. Well, when I say street cred, not street. Yeah, Russell Wilson. Yeah. It's not like street cred, but it's like he just gets it. He gets his surroundings. Like he understands what's going on. Like he's a little bit more street smart. That's what I was looking for. Street smart.
Yeah, I need that. But I don't think Russell Wilson's a little too sweet though.
Well, but I think that let's talk about this, right? Because like I think of like a Russell Wilson. I also think of like, what's my man Gambino, Childish Gambino. I also think of like, what's my man with the Us movie that just came out, Jordan Peele. You know what I mean? Like these were all dudes, you know, kind of more straight edge black dudes, and I think 2 of them have white wives, so that's a whole nother conversation. But those are the type of dudes that y'all overlooked. Y'all overlooked them in high school, overlooked them in college. They were never the cool dudes. They never got all the women. That's true. But what's crazy is that as y'all get older, and then you start, when you upgrade your life, like you said, and you're looking for, like all of a sudden you're like.
But I still need that though. I need my nigga to be a little.
You need
him to be like a little, you know, like, girl, get your ass over here.
Right. You need him to be able to tell you what you need to know.
What you need to know sometimes. Like, look, girl, sit down. Okay.
That's real. So you're looking for a leader.
Yeah, I needed an alpha.
That also, but you had a whole bunch of other requirements.
Yeah, I did. You need to be able to still like be spiritual and have conversation. You need to be able to be a provider. Go to the gym. Take your ass to the gym. Because if I'm taking care of myself, you need to go too.
So, but what are you willing to not have sacrifice?
If he has a child, I think I'm more open to that now these days.
So more open to that now as opposed to the dudes that you used to mess with,
right? Because these ones are older.
They're older, more established.
Yeah.
Just the odds
situations. It's gonna be more prevalent now.
Yeah.
What else am I gonna be okay with? If he used to be a hoe back in his past, that's fine. I don't care.
You should be very okay with that, because usually if he was a hoe back in his past, then he's also some type of leader. Well, I don't mean he's done. Well, usually, you know.
You gotta be a leader to be a hoe?
No. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying usually the personality traits of a person who's able to get, you know, all the women that he wants is usually also someone that commands a presence in a room.
True.
Is usually someone who, you know, is about their purpose, about their lifestyle, has an abundance mindset. And
that's why he gets all of them.
Exactly. So he might have been this way back in the day, but maybe he wants to just chill a little bit more now, and then you happen to come across him
and rock his world, honey. Shut it down. Period. I don't even want these hoes no more, girl. You the only hoe I want.
Alright, well listen, we going on so long. I don't even think we could. You know what? Maybe we'll do like a part 2 and keep going through Patrice's stuff.
Right.
But listen, it's been your video, Amani, yet again. Yet again, I appreciate you coming through.
Anytime.
Listen, questions, comments, concerns, feedback, 2 cents. Leave it down in the description box down below, because you check them from time to time, right?
I do. I read some of y'all's little comments, what y'all had to say about a nigga. But some of y'all was like, really like, she cool, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
LA_MANII for the ones who asked about my Instagram. Hey y'all.
Yeah, that's our IG for all y'all asking. I see y'all down there.
Yeah.
Is your thing on public or private?
It's on public, because I'm famous. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. So there you go. All right. Until next time, YouTube. Hold up, girl. We're not gonna snap close. Hold up. We're gonna do this thing correctly. We're gonna do this thing. Out my way. Out my. No, you.
I just said I was gonna submit to somebody. Now look at me trying to always be in charge. Always.